Welcome to Voices Unheard. If you are joining us for the first time, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, as this helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Before we begin, please note, this case is still under active investigation. The details we share today are based on verified public reports. Some information may change as the investigation unfolds, and because the case is still in court, we will not draw conclusions until all the facts are presented. Therefore, everything discussed in this episode should be considered alleged. Today we bring you a story that shook a township east of Johannesburg, a drive-by attack in Reiger Park, Boksburg, that left 6 people dead and several more wounded. Reiger Park, once known for its close-knit community and vibrant street life, has become one of Gauteng's most crime-stricken suburbs. It is well known for its persistent gang and violent crimes, illegal firearms, and drug use. Murders and shootings are becoming a recurring epidemic in this suburb. In 2023, many innocent people were victims to these crimes, and this shows the death toll in this area increases each day. And once again, in the evening on the 1st of November, a mass shooting erupted in the streets of Reiger Park, Boksburg. It is alleged that 2 vehicles, VW Polos, drove past a group of people and opened fire. The shooting claimed 6 lives and wounded 3 others. Police say the anti-gang unit later arrested a 23-year-old suspect. Investigators have linked the attack to possible gang retaliation that followed a local funeral. Witnesses described chaos, gunshots, people running, the sound of tires screeching. Paramedics who arrived described a horrific scene, civilians with multiple gunshot wounds, people trying to help each other, children in shock. The attack was fast and indiscriminate. Police say it appeared to be a drive-by ambush. In the days after the attack, reporters began to speak with families.
We found the dad lying on top of his child. We had to take out our nephew underneath his father.
One of the victims, pictured in family-supplied photos and named in reporting, was Reiger Joseph, a 29-year-old father. He was killed while shielding his 1-year-old son, Levon, a child who survived the attack with minor injuries. Family members and neighbors described Reiger as a devoted father. 2 of the female victims, known as Ruth Marie and Patricia, were in the streets walking to a local shop near their place of residence when they were gunned down. According to a source, after being shot, their lifeless body was laying in a pool of blood in the streets, and the drive-by shooters returned to finish them off to ensure that the victims were dead. One of the victims' family member has stated that they have received threats after the shooting took place. Authorities and family members confirmed other victims as Daniel Barlow and Mapaso Naden. The other female, known as Sonto, was allegedly a foreigner who was unfortunately at the wrong place at the wrong time. Law enforcement and political leaders pointed to a likely gang-related motive. Several reports said that the shooting occurred just hours after the funeral of a notorious local gangster, raising fears that the attack was an act of revenge or an escalation in gang conflict. Gauteng police included anti-gang unit detectives in the immediate manhunt, and provincial leaders publicly vowed to step up policing in this area. It is important to note that while the timing and local context point to gang dynamics, police investigations were ongoing at the time of reporting. Arrests had been made, but motives Co-conspirators and any other broader networks remained under investigation. Police announced the arrest of a 23-year-old after the anti-gang unit tracked a suspect. Authorities reported finding, during a search, illicit drugs and other items on the arrested man, evidence that police says helps link him to the criminal networks in the area. The suspect was expected to appear in the Boksburg Magistrate Court. Prosecutors must now formally charge and present evidence, and the process of building a case is underway. The killings unleashed grief and anger in Reiger Park. Community members gathered at the police station demanding answers and protection. Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi visited the area and promised that authorities would stop at nothing to find the killers, while National Police Commissioner Fani Masemola pledged to bolster resources and support the investigation.
Support and ensure also that these criminals don't come back to them as well. I just want to close by saying we've been talking, it's enough. The police must act now. Yes. The police must take their place, and the police must ensure that we don't have to meet because people are dead. We need to meet because people are going to prison.
Local civil society groups and political parties also condemned the attack and urged decisive action on gun violence. For many residents, this was not an isolated incident, but part of a longer pattern of gang violence in the township, a problem families say has eroded safety, schooling, and everyday life. Reporters noted that some locals feared retaliatory attacks and were calling for calm to avoid cycles of revenge.
I've just said to the one guy now, it's so sad because a year ago we had the shooting of the 3 youngsters not far from here. I think it was months before that we had shooting around the corner here. So this area is known for this type of thing. But this of last night is it. 3 ladies, 3 men,
Reiger Park's tragedy sits within a larger national picture. Analysts and media have flagged 2 damaging trends across provinces: targeted, organized killings that sometimes involve hit-style attacks and community gang violence that spills into mass shootings. In many areas, police units such as the anti-gang unit are being deployed to respond, but officials and residents say more resources, intelligence sharing, and community policing are needed. In some communities, a single violent event, a funeral, a hit, a revenge killing, can trigger further attacks. This chain reaction is why leaders across Gauteng said they wanted to avoid cycles of retribution and instead focus on arrests, prosecutions, and targeted policing. Whether those measures will be enough is an open and urgent question. Let me be clear about what we still do not know from public reporting. A full confirmed list of the 6 victims' names published by the police was not immediately available in every outlet. We named Joseph and his son because multiple reports and family-supplied material identified them. Other names have circulated in social media and local chatter, but reputable outlets had not published a complete, verified roll call at the time of reporting. What was the motive? Whether the attack was an isolated revenge hit linked directly to one funeral or part of a broader gang conflict was being investigated. Police linked the timing to a funeral and called it likely gang-related, but legal proof requires further developments in the probe and any subsequent court evidence. The identities and possible involvement of others who may have been in the vehicles and whether the arrested man acted alone was part of a group were matters for investigators and the courts. Reporting violent, fast-moving stories like these requires care to avoid naming the wrong people, to protect grieving relatives, and to let the legal process run its course. We will continue to monitor trusted outlets and the police statements and will update listeners when verified new information emerges. If you live in affected areas, stay informed via official police channels, avoid sharing unverified names or videos on social media, and if you have information about the Reiger Park attack, contact the Gauteng police tip lines or Crime Stop. Several outlets said the rapid arrest was aided by community tips. Citizens cooperating with police made a difference. If you're reporting on tragedies, respect families' privacy and use verified sources. As we close this episode of Voices Unheard, we're reminded once again that behind every headline lies a human story. Families torn apart, dreams cut short, and a community still searching for peace. The Reiger Park shooting has left deep wounds, not only in the homes of the victims, but in the hearts of neighborhoods that has seen far too much pain. While the investigation continues, what remains certain is that justice must not only be served, but felt by every parent, every child, and every neighborhood who fears that tomorrow could bring another tragedy. Let this not just be another story we hear and forget. Let it be a call to action for accountability, for safety, and for change. Because until every voice is heard, none of us can truly say we are free from the echoes of violence.